Boom. Alrighty. All right, I'm there. What's up, Faith? Thanks for sharing that show. Let me jump in here real quick. I gotta fix something. Nope, that's definitely not it. But I do need to send out a request like ASAP. All right, let's see here. I do need to fix my inventory. What's up, Tanker? Good afternoon. Apologize, I got to get all these products added to my shows because I was not paying attention. I didn't do that. That's not worse. I am doing really good. I'm going to be working on this guy here in just a second. Just got to fix my inventory. It was, like I said, I wasn't paying attention. I did not add it to my shows. There we go. Cool. So let's take a look at what we got. So check this out. M-Dog, what's up? So I did this. This is one of the pieces that was ordered. And then this was his freebie right here. Can you see Bane? It's a better, let's see if I can get him a better. So I think he looks pretty good. Well, I'm glad that you're up on here. I mean, are you familiar with how this whole site works? Because I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. Is this your, it's just like your first day going on to Whatnot? Or have you been on before? So we can give you all the spiel. Well, I'll give you the spiel anyway. So here's the deal. I don't know if you're looking to like buy or sell or do both. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm glad that you came on. I appreciate that. So here's the basic gist of how this program works. 9 times out of 10, when you see it on like Line and whatnot, they're telling you about, oh, you can buy Pokemon this and blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that, right? Well, yeah, you can do that because that's how it was originally set up, that you go on and you sell, whatever you want, which you can do. And then you, as a buyer, would come in, buy whatever. So it's kind of like a live Etsy. That's the way it started out. What's going on, Gabriel? But now, at least in this community that you're working with right now, this community basically says, okay, we have artwork and we want to, have a platform where we can not only just talk about it, but we can talk about all sorts of things. We can talk about techniques and processes and all that kind of good stuff. And that's what I do. You'll see painting with watercolors on here. He does a lot of cool stuff. He does a lot of these cards, but he does painting. I do a lot of hand-drawn ink and marker. There's a lot of different people that do a whole bunch of different things on here. So that is from the buyer side. If you want to be a seller, like what I'm doing, I am going and making live products here, so you get to actually see it come to life. Or I can always have like pre-made stuff like this. So I can have pre-made cards, right? And it's not really hard to do. But the selling side is actually not the hardest. I will say this much. Since you're looking to become a seller, I would say that you need to start getting your products together. And you don't even need to have a lot. Like when I first started out, I might have had like 5 products in my inventory, but I had something there. The flip side to that was I was creating stuff live so people could order whatever they wanted. And most artists that you see on here, They will create stuff live in front of you because it's easier for you to buy into the product if you're actually making it. It's not that they don't believe that you're making something, but a lot of people buy into the process. So, what is it about the live part that you're nervous about? Hey, Miss Renee.
So cool.
Thank you.
Who's that fancy stuff?
I try.
Did you watch Handmaid's Tale?
Not yet.
Oh. I swear, I can't remember. I was talking to somebody about it. But I don't remember my app is because there's a show on Hulu that's called The Testament, which is like a spin-off of it.
Oh, gotcha.
And I just discovered it, so I'm like, oh my gosh. But I can't remember who it was from.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Tinker, if you ever want to jump on here, I can talk with you about this whole process. And then that way it's a little easier for you to kind of understand what's going on. Nah, you're not going to mess anything up. This whole thing is a little different than what you think. Oh, so if you cuss or you have something that is like what they deem inappropriate, they'll flag it. So if you say certain words and stuff like that. What's going on, Kendall? So here's the thing, Tanker. I will say this. Doing live is very weird because in most cases you will not have co-hosts. You can co-host on this program, so I could have myself, and if I wanted to have Kendall on here, I could ask him to be a co-host, or I could have Painting with Watercolor be a co-host, and you could have a jargon back and forth. So like right now, I'm reading my messages that are coming through, like my stream, and I'm reacting to that. I would say just, if anything, when you start this whole process out, just be relaxed. If you are working on a project, it will be natural for you. You said that you have like Etsy items. Being able to talk to people takes time because this is not everybody's used to talking to nothing, and you just have to practice. Your first couple of times are gonna suck. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, yeah. Well, even eBay, even if you have eBay listings. So, like, say for example, okay. So I go like, okay, well, these are all my eBays, right? I say I have all of these on eBay. I'll be like, okay, well, this one right here, we got this guy go on for $20. Okay, now you can do like a bid for it. You can do like an auction for it. All these kind of things. You can do giveaways, all that kind of stuff. And it's just you selling the product. Think of it just like as another selling platform. There's all sorts of different ways to sell. So you can sell whether you're just like, hey, look, I got this thing right now. I'm doing, for example, like this thing, it's 1,000 cards I'm doing. Okay. Within the 1,000 cards, I have 10 different categories, and each of those categories has 100 different characters I have to draw. If you want to get one, you pick one of the ones that you want, and we'll go ahead and make it for you. That's simple. But you just keep the dialogue going. And I mean, you don't even realize it, but you probably talk to yourself as it is. You just don't, acknowledge it. And it sounds weird, but it's really not that hard. Yeah, I thought it was weird at first as well. Well, look, everybody on here is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody's quirky. You got to get past all that mess. That's what makes you unique. You know, you being different. Faith, what's going on? Are you not streaming right now? You know, everybody's a little different. Everybody brings their flair to it. Like we have, like I said, who is it? Gabriel painting with watercolor. He's got a lot of energy. He brings a lot of pop to it. I mean, it really flows well with the kind of artwork that he does. Then we have Kay, who is a fantastic painter. She's got like this hipster kind of vibe going with her. Faith is he's like a mix between like street and chill when you hear him, you know, do his thing. And then we have custom cuts. He actually takes comics and he cuts out negative space on them, and he's more like the well refined, aged artist. Like he's so like pristine. He's so clean at what he does. Not only in his work, but just how he talks. He's very smooth. So you just have to. I would definitely tell you watch a little bit more so you can kind of see where things are going, and then take your time. Come on, and when you're ready, you know, especially right now, you start building up a series of people that you're regularly seeing. See if one of them will bring you on as a co-host, so that way you're not taking the brunt of everything. Like you are just kind of like riding the coattails. Well, definitely, definitely, definitely. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I got to jump on your stream. I turned off my headphones so I can listen to your stream. So I was like, you threw me off a little bit. Yeah, see, like Faith is. I'm trying to get Faith on. I just got to get his thumbnail ready to go, and I'm trying to get him on this week. Like I literally have a stream every day this week because I want to start co-hosting more. I like the banter back and forth. What's up, AKA? Look, I'm telling it how it is. I mean, I'm giving you insight from somebody that's been on this platform for just under a year. And I know the awkwardness. Like my first streams were like weird. So I can go back through, listen to them and watch them and I'm like I can see where I went from I was very structured to now I just want to have fun. Why are you going to have issues? I think the biggest problem people run into is just like technology issues, but that's easily remedied. A lot of people on here definitely kind of point you in the direction of things that you might want to use to make your life a little easier. Well, you know, listen, you're going to find the best way to work with your audience. Are you going to be liked by everybody? Probably not. But that's part of the game. What's going on, Sullivan? How you doing, Rune? Um, but that's part of the game. Well, you know what I'm going to tell you right now? You're never going to have an audience unless you try. Thank you. Hold on. Let me show you these other two real fast. Check this out. So there's this Leo, and there's Bane. Yeah, I got to get this one knocked out because I'm trying to ship this bad boy out today. Thank you. I do love Bob Ross. I grew up on him as a kid, so yeah, he definitely was one of my inspirations. Love his stuff. You know, strangely enough that you bring up Bob Ross, we actually have a guy on here that he's like the new age Bob Ross. Sounds like him and works like him, exactly the same. Kind of like the same setup, but just chiller. Yes, I did know that. Yeah, from what I remember, I don't know if his grave is here, but he does have like a burial area here in Florida. Yeah, he was one of the legendary artists of the day. But he was legendary in the fact that of how he did his process as well. So that's what I like on my show. That's what I talk about. Like I'm all about process. I want to teach people how to do certain things. Technique is very important to me. Yeah, I know it's here in Florida. I think it's in the west coast of Florida. In all the years that I have lived here, I didn't know that. So it's definitely one of those things I want to check out. Yeah, I didn't really like. I loved looking at his artwork when I was a kid, but I never really appreciated it until I was an adult. I will agree, definitely a legend. So enough about myself. What is it that you like? Your listings that you have on eBay. What kind of stuff do you do? There he is. Okay, so you make all this kind of stuff, or you purchase it? You got me curious. Oh, really? Wow. See, you would actually do really well on here because they do have a lot of people that do like cosplay and stuff like that on here. So you would probably do well. Yeah. I mean, work on something new that you have an idea for. I mean, here's the thing. Let me give you an example, okay? People love making money, right? But they would rather pay somebody to invest their money than do the work themselves. I want you to really think about that. It is so crazy to think about that. Sorry. Oh, you can hear me. Ah, I did not even realize that. Gotcha. Shoot, I should just raid into your stuff and have you just jump on your show. Oh, okay. Nice. This is looking good. So, is there a specific day that you would like to do a stream? Oh, okay, 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 gotcha. Okay, well, I'll. You're aging gracefully, man. Oh no, no, no! I was just like looking at like my schedule and trying to figure out when's going to be the best day because I'm trying to get you and then Adina on this week. Adina is trying to grow. Uh, I'm gonna make it look good. We'll make it appropriate. I'm gonna try. That was a good one. 100%. Yes, I met him. Yeah, I met him in Miami right after he got announced as Aquaman, and I mean he's a presence. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like my wife legit saw him and just started stalking him as he's walking down the aisles of Artist Alley. I'm like, I understand. Yeah, I get it. I can't even be mad about it. Like respect, you deserve it. Yes, that dude is crazy. Well, I mean, I would love to meet him. He just seems like just a very down to earth guy. Yes, yes. Oh man, he's so suave. I love him. He's like very classic in everything that he does. I mean, every time I see him on film, he could be like have the worst role, but he's like the best at those roles. Uh, oh God. Oh man, that's. I'll be honest with you. Here's where the problem is with that movie. Um, Sam is not Captain America. That's where the biggest problem is. No, I don't. I don't think for me. It's zero race. It's the problem that Falcon is Falcon. Captain America is Captain America. So Steve Rogers is Captain America, just like T'Challa is Black Panther. Now he's been given that power. You just can't, replace him. So it's just it's a weird thing. Like making me believe that he's just Captain America was just odd. I just didn't feel it. If they just called it Falcon, Brand New Day, I'd have been cool. I would have bought into it. Correct. Right. Oh, I'd love that. Hmm. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I think they could have done much better by him. They just did him dirty. Well, I mean, I also it it wasn't believable in the fact like for the Red Hulk, that was another thing that I had a problem with because he's facing a Hulk. You know, at least if you have Captain America fighting the Hulk, he can actually fight him. He's a human with the wings, and that's it. So it just didn't vibe with me. Oh yeah. Oh my God, was it? Agree. Agree that I well here's the I mean I agree. I mean the same thing happened with like Shang-Chi. And I grew up, reading Shang-Chi, so I knew his whole, backstory and whatnot. So when you saw that, I'm like, I need to see more of it. That story was so deep and so well done. They kind of just like left that out there. Like they could have done so much more with him. And I know there's going to be another one coming, but it's just they let that go. That was their old storytelling that they did, where there's developed a character, they gave you good bad guys, they had a good story, how he got his rings, all that kind of good stuff, and it's just they don't do it anymore. Hopefully, they're going to get back to that after this. So we'll see. Uh, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I honestly that movie when we went to go see it with my son, I was like, this is so beautiful because I like cultural based movies, and if you can like hit that, then I'm gonna really like that movie. I tell people like when we watch like what is that Into the Spider Verse, like there's a whole bunch of little mixes in there and little nuances that unless you're a collector you wouldn't notice it, but I did. And especially a lot of those characters that came out when I was in the '90s and all that kind of stuff. You're like, ooh, that's so rich. I like that. Um, I just remember like they really pushed hard to have solid stories, but I think they just started getting weaker and weaker, and they just didn't have a plan. Like Shang-Chi came out, they had a plan. When 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 they came out with the idea of doing Blade, I know they had a plan, but they couldn't figure out how to put it into the MCU. I would have been happy if they just didn't put it in the MCU, because you could always bring him in down the road and make more sense of it instead of yeah, yeah. I'm talking about the one that they were supposed to have that. Yeah, Mahershala Ali. Yeah, I was looking forward to that because I like the take that they were going to do. So you've seen Sinners, right? Uh, Sinners is Sinners is fantastic. Um, I will. I mean, I'm religious as well, but my thing is that I'm looking at it from a musical standpoint, and what it is. It's just a story a day, and they were supposed to use elements of that for Blade, and I'm like, I wish they'd just done that. I would have taken that all day long. In the 20s, that would have been great. A Dave Walker in the 20s. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I tell everybody, like anybody that asks me about the movie, what'd you think? I said, yes, there are vampires in it, but that is completely secondary. So I'm just like, you need to just watch it from the beginning, get immersed in the world, listen to the music, and really wrap yourself into the characters because the characters are what make the movie great. Oh my goodness, I know, I know. I mean, people sold me like I wasn't really big on the fact of doing twins because I'm not really a huge fan of that. However, people are like, you just need to watch it to watch the characters. And one of the guys I follow on my podcast, he's like, the soundtrack is ridiculous, and I'm like, okay, let me hear it. And I just heard one of the songs, and I'm like, I'm sold. Let's go. So I'm like, okay, so good, so good. Oh, my buddy Nathan is telling me that he thinks The Boys is a C at best. Like The Boys is better than the C. I'm not. I get it. It's all subjective. Everybody can say that. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. My son's girlfriend's like, I will not watch Invincible. It looks stupid. I'm like, you're missing out. Oh, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic story. It's a hero's journey story. I, I will tell any. Yeah, I mean, I tell anybody that when I heard about Invincible, and I saw the comics when they were first coming out, I was like, I don't want to see this book. This book looks stupid. Um, However, I had a professor of mine come up to me. He's like, "Hey, you ever read Invincible?" I'm like, "No, I've seen it though." He's like, "It's really good." I said, "Is it done?" He goes like, "Yeah, they completed it. It's a finite story." He's like, "I have the graphic novels upstairs. If you want to read them?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm okay." So then it came on to Amazon. I saw the first episode. I'm like, "This is crazy." And we started conversating. He goes like, "That's only the tip of the iceberg, man. It gets way better." So he gives me a stack. Like there's 12 graphic novels. He gives me four of them. He says, "Read these." I couldn't stop reading them. Within a month, I finished all 12, and I was like, "This story is fantastic. It is so good." Um, I miss good storytelling like that, and how they're able to adapt it on TV. I'm shocked. and making it work. It's so well done, so well done. And I'm just looking forward to what they're going to do like down the road. You know, I told my son, I'm like, you have no idea. Like, you haven't even seen the good parts yet. I don't know. I should know that. So, are you stoked to see the new Spider-Man movie, or are you kind of like iffy? Is that one shot out yet? Because I keep on seeing like previews for it. Oh man, oh man, I need to see it. Hmm. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen an episode of Daredevil to date. I've not seen one. So I hear it's good. I like John Barenthal, so he's already got my buy-in. I literally watch him in anything, and I'm good with it. So I'm definitely gonna have to sit down and watch some of that show. Nice. Smart man. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's fantastic. He every like I watch him in The Bear. He's one of the best parts of it. Oh man! So The Bear is basically John Barenthal's character dies, and his brother has to come in and take over his restaurant. Now his restaurant is literally a shit show, and he has to come in there and he takes all of his fine cooking training that he has and refines this restaurant into like a 5-star restaurant in New York. So actually, no, it's in Chicago. I apologize. It's Chicago, and but nonetheless, it's a fun little story watching these dynamics of the brother and why he's got issues and why the mother is all jacked up and the sister. There's a whole bunch of family dynamics that caused a whole bunch of problems, but they all come together at this restaurant. Brings them all together. So it's a fantastic show. It's a slow burn, but the guy that plays Thing, he's one of the main actors in the show, so he's really really good. So you'll have fun with it. Yep. Hmm. Oh, really? Wow. See, now I'm definitely sold on it. It's gonna be a show for me to check out now. Okay. I don't think you need to put too much more into that. I think it looks really good. Well, I tell everybody just like leave it alone for a little bit, and then you'll have come back with it fresh eyes. That's what I recommend. Yes. Sweet. Thank you, sir. All right. We'll talk to you later. All right, guys. Well, welcome on over. Sorry about that whole mess up on the the boys thing. What's up, Ironcrest? Ace, what's up? Um, so, just out of curiosity, Kendall, what is it that you don't like about the boys? I'm not saying that I have an issue with it. I'm just curious to see what it is because there are parts of the show that I'm not a fan of, but I like to hear everybody's take on it. I will say, like, the one thing I'm not a big, huge fan of is the gore factor is a little much. So I can definitely do without that as much. Not saying that it's not important, but it just kind of takes away in certain aspects. This is looking much better. Okay. So I'm putting down this brown, and then I'm going to end up going over it with a colored pencil to pop out the highlights. If anybody's curious why I'm going darker. Hey, Tank, are you still in here? Definitely have to get Tank on one of these days because I think it would be good for us to see how they do. But yeah, we got a lot of things going on, guys. You know what? Let me take a little breather on this guy and show you what we have on tape. So for folks that came over from Faith's stream, let's show you some of the stuff. So we're doing a 1,000 card challenge. Okay. Yes, it was for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to our stream together, sir. That's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, we're doing 1,000 cards, and right now these are like I got a bunch of Marvel ones that I have that I still need to put up in my shop, but I will be putting those up soon. So we've got all those. And when you buy a card, or whether you buy a book or anything like that, you will get a free random sketch card. So you pick one sketch card. Sorry, you pick one of these. You pick one of these guys, one of the categories, and then I'm going to give you a random sketch card. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, Kendall, I completely agree. There's certain agendas that I don't need pushed. I'm not a fan. It's weird. It doesn't fit. I don't mind you taking liberties, but I will agree with you on that one. I think that's one of those jump the shark moments. I feel like Homelander has been um, kind of like depowered a little bit. It made him a little ridiculous. But I think they're trying to do that so that way when he does actually die, um, he's weak enough that they can take him out. They're going to catch him at a weak moment, so that makes sense. Yeah, so Tanker, I mean, honestly, just to answer your question on the whole weird thing, I think you're going to do well. It's just going to take, coming up here and just doing it a few times. The biggest thing I always tell everybody is consistency. Make a consistent stream where people can, access you and access what you do. Do that, and you'll do well. Give it 3 months. That's what I would tell you to do. Go for 3 months or 2 months, but don't do a month. Do a couple months at least, at the very, very minimum. It will not happen overnight. I mean, some of the folks that I get to see on here, I literally just, started interacting with them over the last few months. Yes, please. And if you have any questions, ask people. Ask me. Ask people that you watch, and ask questions because they'll point you in the right direction for sure. That's what I would do. That's what I would definitely recommend. All right, he's getting there. Let's put in some of this. Lighter color. All right, let's put this here. Since June of last year. So June 4th, I think, will be my official 1 year. So I'm trying to set up things so I can do a stream that day too, because I want to do like a giveaway and all that kind of good stuff. What's up, Sticky? I don't know what's causing that. It does. I'm going to be honest with you. It has weird things on its algorithm that it flags. There was one day somebody was on my stream and they didn't even say it in a specific way, but it caught something and it said that somebody was doing something in a different connotation than what it was intended for. It was really odd. Yeah. Kendall's been on here a little bit longer than me, so Kendall can attest to the fact that it's a weird take on what it grabs. It's very sensitive, just so you know. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm from the YouTube. I used to stream on YouTube a lot. I'm not used to how this system grabs things, but it's very quick to do so. Deanne, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So working on a little Ninja Turtle Ronin here. Yeah, nice to have you up on here. Yes, I am on Facebook. I think if you look under Marcus Design and Creations or Marcus G, you'll see it. But Instagram's the best way to catch all my stuff because my Instagram has all my artwork and everything. So if you go into Marcus G01, you'll find it. Yeah, it'll do that too. Yeah, but for anybody that's new, just so you know, this is the kind of stuff that I do. So I'm in the process of wrapping this guy up. So let me zoom out here so you can see it. So this is the guy I'm working on right here. It's a fun little Pokemon-based card. So we're talking I think it's 11 different characters that are on this one. So I'm coming back in. I got put in all the flats, and then I'm going to come in with all the shadows, clean everything up because I have to get a watercolor. I don't have that color there, so I have to go ahead and buy that, and then I can wrap this guy up. And then once I do that, we're good. So that one will be finished up. Let's see here. I want to give you guys all the goodies so you can see them all the yummy goodness. What's up, CJ? Welcome. Kendall actually got some of these, so he's got a nice little collection that we're putting together. So this is a shredder, and then we have our Casey Jones. So I'm working on those. Another one of my folks got this. So this one goes with the Pokemon one. So he got this guy. So I love this cover. It came out even better than the first one I did. The other one had his leg way up here, but this one came out really, really good. I'm super stoked about that. Then I got a Planet Hulk. So this is actually a wraparound. So you have Hulk, and on the other side, he's holding his axe on the back of the book. And then this got sold. This actually is another one of Kindle's fun little books. Yeah, these are so good. I love these books. These books are so much fun. I got to put that in a different case. Make sure I get that guy put up in a different sleeve. I love this one. This is probably one of my favorite covers. Put that in a different sleeve today. And then this one's a special set. So this one is a Soundwave versus Blaster set. So you can actually see they're connecting covers. And it's almost like they're fighting because they got the little power meters down here on the bottom. So that's a fun one. And I think I got two. Yeah, I got two more that if anybody wants to pick these up. And then of course I got all blanks as well. So if you're a fan of Deadpool and Wolverine, you got that one. And then you got that one there. I think both are fun covers. So, and then I have all sorts of different blanks from Wolverine to Invincible to what else do I got in there? A bunch of stuff. So if you're interested, please just let me know, and I'll go ahead and pull those aside for you. And remember, any purchase that you do is going to get you a free sketch card to go with it. Oh, I'm not going to lie, there's a whole bunch of people that would join that club in a heartbeat. Yeah, that's a very touchy subject for me. I do not like. I have a big issue with laziness, and that just perpetuates that. So for me, that's a very big hot button for me. I don't like it. I think it has its place. I just think it's being overutilized. So I lost my other blue. Yeah, just so you know, I'm a graphic designer. I teach it. I use it on a day-to-day basis. And for me, it's hard to see how people use that stuff. Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's one of those things like, unfortunately, we're in a world where we're not going to get away from it. Not for now. But if anybody can figure out a way to use it correctly, be smart about what you're doing, I think we'll be in a better spot. But I think as long as people use it as the norm, I don't like that whole idea. And that's how it's being portrayed. What's up, Sophie? Tinks. I mean, more so in the art world, I understand like AI helps in other realms, which is good. I know I saw the other day, I was looking at some doctor's office that was using it. Some people use it to kind of like streamline their workflow and ideas. I think if you use it, for example, if you are writing a paper, right? Now, a lot of people just can't get to the idea, but if you go, hey, AI, can you give me like 10 different ideas that I can use for this paper to kind of give me some direction? And it says, try this idea, like gives you like a list of like 10, right? And you pick one. I don't think that that's a problem because after that, it's just kind of springboarding you into being able to finish the final product. I think if you're finishing the final product, not taking everything that the chat or whatever is creating for you, but you are ultimately doing the work. I think that is a much better way to utilize it. But 9 times out of 10, people are literally just copy paste, and they believe that what they're copying is fact, and sometimes it is wrong. It's 110% wrong. But yeah, I mean that's just, I have a hot take on that one. It's I just don't want to see people just get lazy because you're giving an excuse for other people to you're giving an excuse for people to like you lose their jobs and stuff like that. Just letting it happen. That's what you want. That's your flavor. Okay, well, keep it going. Keep it going. I'm not that person. I got in this field to be creative. It's a fun field. Merge these two colors together. What's up, Close Sherry? Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not against AI. I think if it's just used responsibly, I think it's a great service or a great tool. I mean, I'll give you a case in point. So, I teach, I've taught students in the past, and I've literally had them pass some papers that were written by AI. And I'm like, no, no. Because I can tell who wrote it versus like the system. It's very easy. Unrelated, is that keyboard worth the price? I wanted to get it for my Mac Mini. No, I do not. I don't believe so. I don't think the Magic Mouse or the Magic Keyboard are worth it. I would tell you to go get yourself, a standardized Logitech keyboard, and you're good to go. And it will have all the functionality of what this has. The problem is this keyboard is a mini keyboard, so you don't have a 9 keypad. That's for me, I don't like that part. Nathan, you'd be surprised. I mean, you're in an industry where people are trying to find the easiest way and cheapest way to do things. So that being the case, those things should not surprise you. If people could find a way to not hire you to do what you do, they would. But they know that you bring expertise to your field. That's why they keep on hiring you to do jobs. That's what's going to make you very valuable. Always. Oh yeah, I mean, even there's going to come a day when it can eventually, but then you have to tell the prompt how to change that thing, and trying to get it to do exactly what you want is not easy. And a lot of people out there don't have patience. So that's where people like you come into play. People like me come into play. Did you send me a friend request on Instagram, or did you send it on something else? Facebook? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll pull that up here in just a second. Yeah, let me finish up this piece, and then I'll go and check that. The gray. I don't see it. It's not good. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to use that one. Look, I'm glad that people like yourself still get to have that job, because I feel perfectly. I firmly believe that originality is key to standing out. I've literally seen. I've watched somebody use a generating system, a logo generating program. Like, I even used one myself. Um, I used the one that GoDaddy uses, GoDaddy Arrow. It's cool to watch, but I'm like, no, it's not for me. They're very generic. Oh, perfect. Yeah, Tank. We definitely, we should definitely have you up on the show, just to kind of, give you a feel and have you just do some of your stuff. I think it'll take a lot of that anxiety and issue that you might feel like you might have out of that whole thing. Yeah, let me pull it up here real fast. Let me see. Pull my Facebook. Hang on one second. Answer that question for you in just a second, Andy. No, I do not. I can do some mixing, but not a lot. Oh, that one was for Tank. What's up, Manny? Um, Hope you're having a good afternoon. That sucks. What the hell? Alrighty, let's see. See if I can find the friend request. Oh, there it is, right there. All right, I got you, Chris. Let me put that. Let's take a look, see what you got there, my friend. So, is your artwork on your Facebook? Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, I'll definitely. I thought I accepted the. Yeah, I did accept the request. Okay, cool. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this for sure. Oh shit. Manny, please tell me you're gonna let me do something like that for the Gundam thing. You need to let me know how big of a piece you want to go. And do you want that exact same piece, or am I doing different characters? So we can do either one. All right, we're going to go ahead and get in here for about another 20 minutes, and then we're going to got some stuff to do. I can do. Well, you can tell me which one you want to do. I can go either one. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Both of them are great designs, so I don't really have a preference for which one because you're the one buying it, not me. So I want you to be happy with whatever you get. Thank you. Oh, Kendall, you get another card because you're getting the because you got that what was it, the Doom one? So you got to let me know which category you want. Well, see, what I could do, Manny, is that we could do both, and I could see if I can come up with a good price for you for both. This way you have the best of both worlds. All right, let me come up with something that that's within reason because I don't want to break the bank. I really want to I want to treat you fair. You're good by me, so I don't want to screw you over. I'll take care of you. But let me come up with something and I can hit you back up and we'll figure that out. And I'll give you a couple of options. Oh, okay. All right. That's good. That'll take out that character off my list for image. That's perfect. Yeah, I think that's going to be fun. That will be a fun one to do. All right, Max is going to be the character. Calm down. Yeah, no problem. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to, oh boy, trying to figure out I'm just going to send it with, you know what, I have your address. I'll just send it directly to you. And I'll send the book over to custom. I just got to package that and I'll get it out hopefully today. Worst case, it'll be first thing in the morning. And I was able to get the mock-ups done for the last two characters, so those I'm going to wrap up this week. So we should be good. Are you getting a good car? Oh, you're going big. Damn. You must have a large family or just want to have something safe. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, hybrid was definitely the way to go with a large vehicle like that. It's a smart play. Jesus Christ. Do you get like gold bars to go with that car? Do they want your firstborn? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I just no, I wouldn't. Right now, I'm having a hard time wanting to buy a car. Dude, you better take that damn cash price. I would rather get cash and I'll take the commission off the cash. That's a way better deal because that way it's guaranteed. Joseph, what's up, sir? I mean, we all know how much the car depreciates once literally you put yourself, put your name on the dotted line. At least he's making money off of you. Yeah, I'm working on a couple of these cards. It's taking me a lot longer because I've been talking a lot. Yeah, we had Faith on here earlier. Faith was on his stream, I was on mine, but he could hear me, and we were like talking through without being co-hosts. We were kind of co-hosting. It was weird, but I thought it was great. Let's see what you got. Ooh. Wow, that is gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of like Voltron, but it's a Gundam. That is fire. How big is that thing? Oh, no problem. How did you almost throw away the Judge Dredd? Oh wow, that's impressive for such a small piece. Yeah, both of those were really good. Gotcha. You know what I got to do? I got to start telling people, check everything, or I tape it to the back of the book. That might be a better option. Yeah, I knew that you would like Judge Dredd, so I want to make sure you got that specific character. And you've been asking me for one for a while. No, hang on one second, boss. Hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on one second. So, strangely enough, I didn't even realize I did this. I literally found this the other day. I had it at work, so I just got to finish him. But nobody bought him. Somebody bought Gabriel's, but they didn't buy mine because I couldn't find him. So I just got to go in here. I got to finish up the legs, get the color all on him. Um, I'm going to put wings on him because I feel like he's incomplete without the actual Gundam wings. I feel like that's like one of his big things. But I want to make him look more mechanical than he is. And then once that's done, I'm sending this. Whoever's going to get it is going to get a good piece. But this is 11 by 17, so it's really, really huge. So like this little piece right here has to be added. Well, no, it's right here. Yeah, I want to go to one for sure. I think my next big purchase that I'm going to do, there's metal Gundams that you can buy, and they're like huge. I want to buy one of those. I love building things, so for me, getting one of those is going to be like it's way up there. But I'm going to definitely get one. But yeah, Joe. So as soon as I finish this up, I'll go ahead and show it to you. So that way, if it's something that you want to add to your collection, let me know. Yeah, but $1,500 for a Gundam, I feel like that's worth it. I think that's a very fair price. I've seen them for like $800-900. I don't need the super big ones. I just want the actual robot. I don't need all the extra accessories for him. Yeah, I mean that's with all those Gundams. I think in addition to the Gundams, I want to buy some old Robotech stuff too, but I can't seem to get my hands on it unless I have to go to Japan or something. But Gundams have always been one of those things I've always loved and enjoyed. Yeah, Endless Waltz has always been one of my favorite Gundam movies to watch. I probably bought 3 of those model kits when I was a kid. Holy crap. Man, I hope you bought those and kept them. That's a gem. And not a lot of people have those. Like they have that like replica plastic that looks like it, but it chips after a few years. Oh my god, that's great. See, getting a Megatron is definitely the diamond in the rough. That's one of the hardest ones to get. Because I'm suspecting you and I are probably in the same age bracket, so you know that they removed Megatron off the shelves because he looked like a pistol. He looked like a little German gun, a Ruger. Yeah, I mean, I guess those people didn't know what they had, or they just didn't care. Oh man, you got this cassette tapes. Oh my god, that's so good. I'll be honest with you. I wish I had had more Transformers. I mean, I had Metroplex, and then I also had Jetfire, and then I had all of the combiners for Bruticus, but that was it. Those were the only ones I had. That's man, you got it. You got a deal and a half. See, I would buy that kind of stuff now, but I just have no need for it. Like I've always wanted to go and get like a Voltron replica, but I'm like, I don't want it because there's no reason to have it, that kind of thing. However, there is a Japanese one that's out there that is insane, and I need to see where I can buy it or I can just make my own. But yeah, I've seen quite a few that are just fantastic. Yeah, yeah, Rainbow Bright and all them were huge. I don't know if I just didn't. I grew out of that phase, but yeah, Transformers were definitely something I loved. I think I just kind of got out of it because my parents were not into the whole idea of buying me that kind of stuff, so they just didn't. What's up, Aunt? Yeah, I got more enjoyment out of like drawing them than I did playing with them. I've been doing really good. How about yourself? Yeah, we've been talking about Manny's amazing grab of getting some old school Transformers that are metal based, and then he's also going to be going to a Gundam store in Chicago. See, I want to go when I go to Japan. I'm going to that Gundam shop for sure. So I'm getting my money right before I go there. Oh, see that now that's a good little surprise. Just been adding to that collection of yours, huh? Yeah, I got to see if I'm gonna see if I can find that Japanese Voltron that I found. This thing is so cool. I don't think it is a retail purchase one, but it is really just ridiculous. All right, I got about 10 minutes. I'm good. I'm gonna wrap this guy in before I leave for the day. And then I'll be back on in the morning. We just had some delays. I had rain issues trying to get into work. Okay, so let's find. Japanese Voltron. Manny, where are you at? Because in Florida, it's like, yeah, it's boiling up here or over here. Holy cow, New Mexico, sweet. Yeah, I'm over here in Florida. It's pretty hot. Is this the one? Yeah, no, that's not the one. That's not the one. This one had circular ones. Where is he? I'm gonna find this thing because this thing is sick. It basically the person that did it rounded off everything. So you know how like Voltron, he's got all those hard edges. He rounded them off. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Florida is very, very different. I tell everybody like if you go to Texas and you go to Florida, it's kind of crazy. Like Texas is insanely hot in the summertime. Like it's a dry heat. I feel like I'm gonna die every time I go there in the summertime. It's rough. Like I feel like I'm sucking in hot air. Now Florida is a little bit different in the fact that you feel like you're sucking in wet hot air because it's so moist out here. So yeah, I get what you're saying as far as like Florida. Yeah, Texas is dope. I love Texas. I love Florida. I mean, I'm born and raised in Florida, so for me, that's not a big deal. Um, so I can't complain on that aspect. Um, oh, from Watts. Okay, I feel you. California is one place I've never been to. I mean, I've been to the airport. That's about as far as I've gone. Never been to any place beyond that. All right, so this is that one I was talking. Well, this is one of them actually. This is the one I found it. This is the Voltron I want. That Voltron right there. That shit looks so hard. Look at that. Everything is like all smoothed out and rounded. Even the blade looks even cleaner. But everything's not like super sharp. I love that kit I want. If I could 3D print it, and I have a 3D printer, I'd make my own. No, 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 no. It's just a statue. I wish it did because that would look sick. Now, Nathan. Now, why are you gonna lie to people and tell it's 65 to 70 all year? It ain't that cool over here. It is hot as hell in Florida. You're about to hit the hundreds here in just a couple months, in about a month. Well, yeah, I mean, not that particular one. That particular model, Manny, is one statue. It's not a kit. Oh, in California, gotcha. Well, I wish I could say California. I could tell you the temperature. I would never know. Yeah, yeah, I will say that too. I mean, if you're close to me, I mean, you know it was just raining here just like 10 minutes ago, and now if we go outside, we're gonna, cook like bacon. That's what's fun about Florida. Literally walk out and you're like cooked. Sun showers are a norm. Yes, they are. Oh, hell no. I'm sorry, I'm spoiled. I couldn't live in a house with no AC. Oh, no. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Look, there's some arenas that I will put myself in where I'm okay with it. Like my daughter at one point invited me over to Hawaii. So in Hawaii, most of the places over there do not have AC. So what ends up happening is that when it gets hot outside, the concrete that they use to make the buildings gets extremely hot. And then at night, when it gets cool, all the buildings get super cold because the concrete absorbs the temperature. It's so sick. It's insane. Yeah, but for me, I'm very spoiled in the fact that, yeah, I need to have AC. If I come in already knowing that I'm not going to have AC and do it deliberately to be in that kind of situation, then it's different because I'm mentally prepared for it. But if I walk into a house and it's got no AC or it's extremely hot, I get very uncomfortable. For example, my at my mom's house, she, she has her house at 78 degrees. It's like a furnace. I'm like, hell no, we're not doing that. But all that being said, I still would love to visit California. It's one of the places I definitely want to go to. It's on my bucket list of places to definitely go to. Yes, Nathan, 78 is just, it's cruelty. should never do that to people. Yeah, you should not have that kind of temperature on the inside of your house. Now I understand like why older people are always cold because they're so used to the shit being so hot. I get it now. Makes perfect sense. You'd be like, it's not cold out here. I'm so cold. I need my blanket. I need my jacket. Now I get you. You make a lot of sense. All right. Hey, Nathan, while I still have you on here, you wanted me to draw Zelda and Link for you. Is that correct? I was going to message you and make sure. Okay, just double check it. All right. Yeah, I'm going to start. I said I was going to start up those pictures this week. I'm still going to try to make sure that happens. Because I have another batch that I'm going to start working on in about a month. So I want to make sure all those are out and gone first. I will try my best to make that happen. I'm not being greedy. At least you ask. Some people just like do this. I appreciate the ask. Yeah, I mean, I know it's on the spot. I gotta start letting people know about that early, and I only give that out to people that have been in my class the entire semester. I don't give that to people that just pop in. So it's definitely a thank you for all the hard work. Okay, I think I'm done with that. Other than that brown, I gotta add to his sheath. Put that right there. That's perfect. And then oh, well, we'll have to make that happen, man, for sure. Hey, Manny, I'll be honest with you. I went back to college. I think I was in my early 40s, if not my late 30s. Best decision I ever made. It's hard to tell somebody to do the journey if you haven't done the journey yourself. That is a fact. You need to go to college. Why, Dad? Why do I need to go to college? What is it going to do for me? Well, it provides opportunity. But you didn't go to college. Okay, well, that's fair. That's a smart move, and I commend you for that. So thanks for being a good dad. Thanks for being a good dad. You really that's baller of you. Look, if you can help the next generation and help them to get to another level, and they utilize that and then they pass that along or pay it forward, you're doing the Lord's work there, my friend. So I'm going to give you a thank you ahead of time. Man, I cannot tell you how much, I mean, you're making my day just by saying that. You really are. That's huge. I'm not blowing smoke. That is a huge statement that you just made. I don't know what that was until I attended a meeting and had to read through the parents' rights books. Look, having an IEP, I think, is the biggest lifesaver for a child, especially for a lot of kids. I mean, um, for kids that, as you know, at this point, kids that have like test issues or that just can't seem to get through, the normal paths like, anybody else could. I think an IEP is amazing. It protects those kids. I think it's great because legitimately, if you only have to give a child another 30 minutes to finish a test so you can see them be successful, give them the damn 30 minutes. I think that is worth it. Test anxiety is real, and some people suffer from it more than others. Some people will say, like, oh, just get over it. No, not everybody's built the same. A lot of people really want to succeed, but they can't because they put a time limit on things. But I think, you stifle a child by saying, hey, you can't do it in 30 minutes, then you're not that good. No, I'm past all that mess. Oh, I moved that off the camera. There he goes. There it is, guys. I think the video does not do it justice. But it is a cool looking piece. Like it looks way better in person. I'm gonna have to get a 4K camera so that way I can kind of really hone in on these things. Parents only speak that I advocate for them. Translate. But whatever you can do to help this next generation, do it. Because we need more parents and more, family and more people around like yourself. For sure. Like my goal is to always teach kids how to be better and stop being lazy. That's my mission in everything I do. Like I am a advocate of critical and creative thinking skills, and whatever I can do to help do that through the arts, that's what I'm going to do. I've made that my mission. All right, so this is that. So I think we got them all done. So we got the 2 turtles. He's going to get 2 little turtles and then 1 Bane. I think that's a good deal. That came out really, really good. I'm happy with it. So I get to pack these up and send them out. That's smart. That's very smart. Yes, cowabunga. Got to get him some pizza, though. Yeah. I think that I think we're in a world where people don't understand kids, and I think the kids that, especially, I have a really big issue with people not understanding families of immigrants or students from immigrants, because my thing is with them, I feel like immigrants are great people. It's just that they don't have, there's a language barrier and you don't treat them right. So you have to give them the time. You have to give them the ability to be able to learn. Um, don't push them through or any of that stuff. There used to be a time, even when I was a kid, I'll never forget. We had this kid. His name was Sao Ping. He was a student that came from China. Now this dude knew his math up and down. Like, so we were in second grade, and this guy was doing like fifth grade math. Insane. So everybody was like, "Dude, how do you do that? How do you do that?" So kids would like flock to him and try to gain his knowledge. However, his English was horrible. So as a trade-off, we were like, "We'll teach you English, and then you teach us how to do some of the math techniques that you know." And we were helping each other. We don't do that crap anymore at all. As kids, we don't do that. As adults, we do it even less. And we stop looking at each other to build each other up. We just do this thing where we're, you know, what can I get out of it? Always, what can I get out of it? It's always one of those things. Yeah, I mean that's a huge piece. Yeah, I wish I and my wife and I've been throwing around this idea. She goes, "You should create a school where you can teach kids how to be able to work in, you know, creatively, critically. Build a program where you teach people how to function in regular everyday society, right? How to survive, how to critically think." And I'm like, that's a really good idea. I like that idea. Um, because I think like STEM stuff, mathematics, being able to use this like this instead of this, I think that is huge. So I've kind of been toying around with that idea because I told myself I never want to teach in a public school system because I feel like it's all about the test. It's all about the test. And I'm not about that world. I don't need a test to dictate how good a student is. If they can get A's on all of their work that they do and they can show me their proof of their work, and in this one test that they take, they just bomb, I will take all the work that they did throughout the year and push that test to the side. All that test says, can you work under pressure? That's all it says. At least the way that it's being utilized now. So that's my 2 cents on that. That's my soapbox. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Manny, I will reach out to you in a little bit, let you know what I have for options for you as far as getting those Gundams done. And I'll give you a couple different sizes, and we'll go from there. I should be back on 9 o'clock tomorrow, and I will check you guys tomorrow. Have yourselves a blessed one. Manny, good luck on that car. All right, I'm going to send you guys over to Sullivan.